What's up, my Afro lovers and friends? Welcome back to D-Ray's Afro Journey. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification because I post one video every single week. It might be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We don't know which day it's gonna drop, but it will. Okay, guys, so remember to subscribe. A problem with DIY. Is there a problem with doing DIY products? As you can see on my channel, I do DIYs like basically every single week. And based on how I'll be talking throughout this video, you might think I am not for DIY, but I am for DIY. But DIY really they present problems. I think if you're doing DIYs, you should do it in conjunction with store-bought products. Although I can argue on another hand about store-bought products and not knowing what is in the ingredients. Yeah. So when you talk about DIY, most of us became natural because we said we are done with chemicals. And so we move on to doing DIYs. And of course, we buy some of our products and we use our store-bought products along with it. And we really realize that sometimes in using our store-bought products and DIYs in conjunction, we're like, my DIY is better because my hair feels much better, and it can be the opposite reaction for some. But yes, DIY can pose a problem. Despite you see me do a lot of DIYs on my channel, I am trying right now to blend in some of my DIYs with regular hair products or add some regular hair products to it. And I'm going to say why before we get to the end. But with DIYs, you have your coconut, your honey, your oils, your rosemary oil, your aloe vera. Come on, those humectant products, and they can be damaging to your hair if you don't know how much to put in your concoction that you're making, if you don't have the chemistry or the chemical mixing, the chemist side of it down pat, you can do damage to your hair. And oh boy, let's not even get in to putting too much. Like with rice water, we do a lot of rice water. You see people on this thing saying, oh, they use rice water for 7 days or 8 days. And most times they don't come back to you and tell you, oh yes, they use rice water for 7 days or 8 days. And my hair started feeling like straw. It had too much protein. It had too much this. It started to dry out. So when it comes to DIYs can pose a problem if you don't know how much to put in your concoction when you're mixing it. If you don't know how much of those ingredients, those honey, the aloe vera, the rice water, those oils, if you don't know how much to put in it, it can do adverse damage to your hair. There is such a thing as over conditioning, and that too will also change your hair structure, break down the elasticity in your hair. Okay, I think I'm going off on a tangent. I need to come back. I'll do a video on over conditioning, and that's another thing. And it is a real thing, okay? You can over condition your hair. But DIY can pose problems such as, and I will list them, So you have to know what to use, how to use, when to use. So I think when you do DIY, you need to do it in conjunction with store-bought products. We are not chemists out here. We don't know how much preservatives we are supposed to put in our products. And I think when you are doing DIYs, you should at least do one batch. Don't do a whole big thing unless it's oil. Unless you're making oils, then fine. But your butters, how much of the preservatives you're supposed to put in there based on the amount of butter, the mango butter, the shea butter, the this, the that you're using. How much preservative, the aloe vera, how much preservatives do you use when you're using that? You have to work it out, okay? It's not, oh, I feel like I should put a tablespoon, or I feel like I should put a milliliter, or I think I should do this. You need to know what you're doing. So you go on YouTube and you follow a mixture and you don't know how much actually to use. That's why I say use small portions, use what you know you can finish within a week or before the end of the week. If you're making a gel, make the gel for now. The structure, just like food, when you do your porridge, if you leave it out for 2, it will spoil. And you don't want to put spoiled products in your hair. You don't know if you get a scalp fungus. There are so many things that can happen when it comes on to DIY products. You have to research what is the breakdown of your hair. What do you find? Protein, what other minerals make up your hair? You have to understand your hair type. It is so complicated, guys. And you see, we come on screen as YouTubers and we make our DIYs and we say, do this, do that, do this. And majority of the time, we don't give measurements. We just do, okay? But at the same time, everything that you see that is being done, you need to take it with a grain of salt and say, will this work for my hair? You understand? We are not liable for when you try our DIY products. We're not liable, We are not like, if your hair fall out and you try our DIY products, we are not liable. Or you do it and you make the mixture. You understand? So, I'm not saying do not do DIYs because I've been doing DIYs for months now, months on in. But the thing about it, I do not use my DIY products alone. I use them in conjunction with other products. I've tried using them alone and I can tell you that, and I'm not talking about like my clay wash and I'm not talking about like using my clay washes or making my oils and those things. I'm not talking about that. Despite when you make your aloe vera oil, you need a preservative for that, okay? Otherwise, it will spoil. I always say make a small amount. Make a small amount that you know you're going to use up within that week. Okay, guys? When you make your herb oils and those things, that's quite fine because the herbs, they are dry, they are well dried. Do not make oils and they are not well dried. The herbs that you use are not dry because that will create moisture in it. Okay, I'm saying too much now. Let's get back to the point. DIY hair products can definitely be a problem. If you have color treated hair and you're using eggs on your hair or you're using flaxseed gel and this is a constant, you're doing this every week, Protein, very high in protein, guys, very high in protein. And that too will damage your hair. Most of our DIY products, they have oils. Most of them, we make them using oils. And guys, when you have buildup of that oil, suffocates the air. It doesn't allow any other moisture sometimes to get into the hair strand to nourish your hair and all of that. Most of the times we don't use clarifying shampoo to wash away all that buildup, and we say, oh, we're just going to co-wash. That's why for me, when I co-wash, I use apple cider rinse, or you see me using those things to actually wash my hair, because I know that DIY products can definitely present as problematic if you don't know how to use it, when to use it, and what to do after using it for a while. Thanks for watching.